I want to talk about dysfunctional teams and the type of people in many teams, not all, by a long chalk, who, well, these are the people who find problems to solutions. You know what I'm talking about. There's always just a small group of people who, it doesn't matter what it is, they're the cynics in the team, and they can bring everybody down, especially when there's a new project, a period of change, or change in personnel, or a new project that needs driving forward. These people come to the fore with objections, obstacles, challenges, and typically will do anything to borderline sabotage anything new happening. And it's always somebody else's fault. Now, sure, there are times where that is true and that is the case. Sometimes it is senior leadership pushing things through when there shouldn't be, or an unconsulted project has been brought to the fore. But typically these people, they don't like change, and they'll object, and then they'll try and get a few people around them to agree with them. And in many cases, these people are just agreeing to shut that person up. But the problem is, as soon as you get a handful of people, the virus spreads. And when you've got a group of people finding problems to solutions, then it just ends in a car crash. Let me explain. It can happen individually, in a team, or in a company. Let me give you an individual example. During the COVID crisis, after having COVID-19 and being in, I don't mind admitting, in a fairly vulnerable, dodgy place myself, where I was very uncertain and emotionally quite fragile, to be honest, I realised that I began to focus far more on the problems than possible solutions and ways of dealing with this. So I know from my work that you have to change the way you think. That changes the way you feel. That changes the action you take. That changes your focus, and it gets better results, makes you happy. Whereas when all you do is focus on the problem, the negative, this might go wrong, typically it's quite a cynical spiral down into nothing gets done. I've seen the same happen in teams as well. So, are you a solution-orientated problem? Do you find solutions to problems? Or are you someone who typically, if we're honest, finds problems to solutions? For a while in the early days, I got pretty good at running team building events, especially for some challenged or even dysfunctional teams, where they would use an away day in a hotel just to argue with each other, because it's the first time they'd all got together, and all they were doing was hurling blame at each other. I remember one in particular where a guy, everything he did, he would point his finger and pontificate loudly, and it was always the management's fault or another department's fault. I took him to one side and said, you know yourself, because you're an intelligent man, you're obviously very eloquent, and you're also very passionate. I respect that. What I can't respect is the way you're putting it across. Because I'm sure you agree, in life you're only part of a problem or you're part of a solution. So he said, well, what are my options? All I can do is vent here. I went, well, how about you be getting into management and you driving the change? And his eyes just went wide and he sat back as if to say, no, it's somebody else's responsibility. Well, it's always somebody else's responsibility when you're in a negative, cynical spiral. If we find solutions to problems, we take personal responsibility. The team takes responsibility, even if it's not their problem. And the problem goes away pretty quickly in most cases. See, there's always one or two cows in every herd of rhinos. You know what I'm saying? So are you part of the problem or part of the solution? Think about this. If you're working in a team, if you're in a peer group of friends, are you the problem or are you the solution? It's time to choose, because doing nothing is no longer an answer. Years ago, British society was such that, if you didn't say anything, that was better. Whereas actually these days, doing nothing only makes the problem worse. So it's time for us to be slightly more courageous. Do something, say something, step up, take action, and please be the solution to the problem and not the problem to the solution. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Then click the TV to watch the next video. Oh, and don't forget to visit our website at davidhyner.com to claim your free audiobook. Until the next time, go Rhino. Have in it.